a month. I'm live now, BT dubs. No one's in, but
you're what?
I'm live.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Great. I can't edit now. Awesome.
You can't what?
Edit now.
Edit what?
I was here editing a YouTube video.
Just use your AirPods.
I'm just adding photos in, so I was gonna
Oh.
listen to stuff, but
Hello, hello, everybody. What's going on? Yes, SRO is where we are shooting from. I'm about to get some royalty-free lo-fi beats. How's it going, everybody? Thank you, thank you. This is a live feed right now. I'm just ripping through exposures. And I figured I would walk you through everything. You should try untracked astro on dim objects. I did, and I have a whole video about it. Yeah, it's been cloudy everywhere. It's only just recently started getting good again, but the moon is coming back, sadly. So let me show you guys what we're working with. Down here on the bottom right, this is my telescope. It's a Takahashi FSQ 106 EDX3, and you can see my flat panel there and my Eagle computer. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the flat panel open right now, just so you guys can see that happen in real time, because it's pretty cool. Just gotta get it connected in SGP here. And we'll set our shutter to, oh, we're lagging out. All right. Okay, there we go. It recognized the shutter open, so we should see the shutter pop out here in a second. Oh, exciting. Yeah, my paper scope is way better. I'm gonna replace this one with the paper tube telescope. You'd be sad to know that I actually burned my paper tube telescope for fire kindling. Oh yeah, this studio light looks like a man bun. All right, flat panel's popped. Let's go slewing around the night sky. I'm gonna start off here in the SkyX and just home my mount. Can flat frames be done anytime or only for one night you can use it? You can reuse your flat frames so long as you don't rotate anything in your optics. If you rotate things in your optics, then it can become a problem and you may need to reshoot flats. But for some systems, you don't have to do that. It just depends. All right, we're gonna check out La Luna. Let me see if it pops up in my guide cam. There she is. You can see all the the dust bunnies on my guide scope camera. Yeah, it's never a bad idea to redo your flats. All right, well, we know it's in the frame. Let's see how she looks in the main camera. I'm just gonna pop on my red filter here and we're gonna take a peek. What is the best nebula to get a picture of with the 80mm scope? Horsehead is good. Orion, of course, is always good. Rosette, Cone, M78, Boogeyman, Angel Nebula, Flaming Star, Tadpoles, Spaghetti. Pretty much everything in the sky is your oyster with an 80mm, except for really small galaxies. We're just going to get in focus here really quick. You can see when my scope is cold how close this thing is to being racked all the way in. It was a big problem I had to deal with when I was in Utah because my scope couldn't hit focus. Hello, Astro Corone. Have I tried using Seagull? Yeah, I've tried it. It's all well and good, but there is no automatic keywords handling for mosaics. So I already have a whole mosaic workflow, so I don't really touch Seagull. I might in the future though, because I'm having some issues with stacking things quickly enough these days. All right, well that is the moon in focus. I'll probably turn off my histogram stretching. Oh yeah, we can expose for way longer on this guy. Half a second. Looks like I need to clean my lens, is what it looks like. We'll go 1/10 of a second. 5/100ths of a second. There we go. I'm just gonna do a little moon photo, a little earth shine. I haven't done that in ages. Get surprisingly good detail out of this telescope, even for lunar. But yeah, since I have a mono camera, I have to cycle my filter wheels like a madman for this. I'm currently multitasking on another telescope. I'm starting my friend's Delta Rho. Which is currently acting up on me. Tonight I am shooting a secret object, but I'll show you where it is because I've already submitted it for review and stuff. So it's not in danger of being stolen by anyone. But we'll get on it in just a short moment here. Once I get the earth shine, of course. Man, my lens must be real dirty. I'm gonna have to clean it next time I go out. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, I'm just gonna rattle off another quick G and B frames, and then we're going to go off to the target of interest. Alright, there we go. Last frame. Let's check the webcam again. Well, not the webcam, the all-sky cam. This all-sky cam feed is from my, I have a Canon 6D with the fisheye lens that's below my telescope. And I just use this for time lapses for Reels and YouTube. Comes in handy. I just set it in backyard EOS and let it take a bunch of images as fast as possible. I'm in Texas right now, but I'm going back to the West in a month. Alright, all our frames are done. Now, I need to get rid of all these junk targets. Get rid of all those, and then we will move on to target 4. Now this is a target of interest for the night, and it's the nebula that I discovered. It hasn't officially been codified into being a real thing, but that is why I'm continuing to shoot it. You can see I'm 218 deep on oxygen, which is pretty deep, but I intend to go a lot deeper. So let's send the scope over that way and watch the telescope move. That's a brave move, Vishal's shooting 400 mils without a tracker. You might be able to do pretty good with pretty short exposures on the core, but that is quite the challenge for sure. You're in Dripping Springs. How far is that? It's like 40 something minutes away. That's not bad. One second exposures from the city. Well, it's a valiant effort. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, you can see the telescope now has finished slewing over, and it is pointing a bit left of Orion and below Rosette. It might actually be staring at the side of the building right now. Oh, we're not staring at the side of the building. Cool. So yeah, this is the region we are analyzing. I'm just gonna cool my camera down really quick, and we'll throw the auto guider on just because I want to take a mega bind test shot. We'll check it in hydrogen and see what we can pick up. Yeah, I would rather be doing 1 second exposures for fun than not shooting at all, for sure. What is the pricing at SRO? is dependent on a lot of things. Usually I just have people email Keith and he handles that. The pricing is a bit nebulous, but that's how it goes. Are you planning a trip to the Southern Hemisphere? I'm planning on moving my stuff to the Southern Hemisphere. I won't be going with it though. It's going to be going solo. I eventually definitely plan to go visit it, but the timing is not very good for it. I'm about to move again, so I'm just trying to get my stuff out of here so I don't have to drive it all the way back to the West Coast. But yeah, it's going to, I can actually show you where it's going. It is going to the old Hakos guest farm. And they've got some remote observatory spaces. I'll show them to you here. These little guys. They don't have a whole lot of information on their website, and I'm kind of taking a big shot in the dark with this, but it was a lot cheaper than Chile. And the weather is quite good. It's just not as heavily invested into astronomy as Chile is, but the VAT tax is less, and the weather is equally as good, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it ends up being a cool place, but let me see if they've got any good pictures of the farm. Yeah, so there it is. It's at like 5,000 feet elevation in the highlands above the Namib Desert, about an hour and a half southwest of Windhoek. So pretty cool spot. So this is my discovered object in megabend hydrogen. You can see there's literally nothing there. My object doesn't have any hydrogen in it, which is becoming frustrating, but that's also one of the reasons why it has not been found yet. There's also a ton of geosync satellites that cut right through it, and they're becoming a big problem in my photo. But let's do an O exposure and see what we can get. Pac-Man's a good one. Pac-Man's setting right now, isn't it? You don't know how to process a star cluster. How similar is it from a nebula post-processing? It's pretty different. You won't do as much editing. You'll just stretch it. You know, deconvolution, stretch, color saturation, and then add a little bit of glow. That's pretty much all I do. I don't do too much to my clusters. I also don't really shoot clusters. Thank you, Carter. Anyways, in this bin 4x4 minute long O exposure, we should get some hints of this object. Much like the Andromeda arc, it is a large and low surface brightness oxygen nebula that, yeah, it's really, really faint. You won't even see it in this ultra binned exposure. Man, the readout setting is really weird when it's binned in 4x4. Alright, it is 6:49, which means we can actually start the sequence. So I'm going to go in here and we're going to smash the run button. And now it's going to actually take off and start the imaging run. Oh, never mind. It's going to start it in 4 minutes. I read that wrong. Let's start it now. We'll say we'll start at 1850. There we go. Now we are officially running. Now the scope's going to get itself centered and we're going to start shooting. So now we are centered and the scope's going to try and do an autofocus. This rig is located at SRO. I have used Nina. Nina is pretty much just like SGP, but I don't use Nina because I don't want to have to learn the advanced sequencer. Pretty much. The only reason I'm using this program is because it's really easy to set up timing for large mosaics, and you know, start and stop times, it's just very dead simple, whereas in Nina I'm not really interested in building out an advanced sequence to do something that's very simple to do in SGP, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be able to tell my telescope when to start in the most basic sense and have it go there and do the imaging run, and you can't do that in Nina. You know, in my opinion, a basic function is, this is when my telescope starts, but that's not basic in Nina. So because of that, I don't use Nina. But I think I probably will have to eventually, because they're very slow to update SGP, and I do have some complaints about the program that I think should be fixed, but they don't have a lot of developers, so they just don't fix them. Anyways, autofocus run is going now. Let's pop back into the all sky feed. So my telescope is pointed down about here to the left of Orion's belt. You can see a little bit of the zodiacal light. That's pretty cool. I'm learning Nina because you can't see Sigma Octantis. Planning on getting Star Adventure 2i. Bring my laptop outside is fine. Yeah, you can leave your laptop outside. What does Nina have to do with Sigma Octantis? Alright, looks like the first autofocus run totally failed. Oh, 3-point polar alignment. Yeah, that's nice to have a routine for that. I didn't know Nina had such a routine, but there's a similar routine for that in the SkyX, but I mean, no one's using the SkyX unless you have a Paramount. Yeah, SRO is Sierra remote. My tip tilt makes it so my telescope has a real hard time focusing. This is the other thing I don't like about SGP, is the focus run is incredibly picky about what a good fit is. Like, I could have looked at that graph and known pretty well what was in focus and what wasn't, but Nina would just run through this once and accept the run for what it was, but this program will do it over and over again until it like times out or something stupid. Which which is not a very great design, but yeah, this is the inside of Building 11 at SRO. You can see there is a 17-inch plane wave over here. There is a 24 plane wave right here. There's another 24-inch plane wave up here. And there is a RASA. It looks like it's parked right now, but down here on the left, there's a little RASA system. RASAs are very common at remote observatories because of their use in SSA, just because they're so fast. It's like a really popular over-the-shelf kind of consumer SSA system, or professional rather. They're just used pretty ubiquitously. Alright, it's going to take this autofocus. What's the name of the oxygen arc you found at Andromeda? I didn't find it. That was found by Yan, Marcel, and Xavier. I just helped take a photo of it. But it's just, its name is the O3 arc, the Andromeda O3 arc. Just basic. It wasn't given any fancy name. It would be kind of distasteful to give such a thing a highly personalized name anyways, you know? I think the comet should also be out soon, but I'm not going to be looking at the comet again. The video on it is doing good, but man, the comet is very boring. I wonder if I have some... Oh, I can show you guys these images here. These are pretty cool. This is the nebula I found without stars. This one I found, this one's all me. So that's what I've been doing the last couple months, or at least last month when it was clear. And I'm just going to be pushing through and hopefully rounding out the oxygen data. This next 3 days, I should be able to get another 30 hours or so, is the hope. But it's pretty cool looking. It has some interesting structure going on the top left. Some nice ridges. And this weird little loop thing in the middle. But it's definitely a cool one. Yeah, it's noisy because it's really faint. Stuff like this is, I mean, there's a reason no one has seen it yet, if you know what I mean. This image is 33 hours of oxygen. 33 hours with a continuum subtraction. So this is about as clean as you can get it, but of course we need more hours. I'm hoping to finish off at like 60 or 70 hours of oxygen. I might even have to go longer, but we'll see. Such is life when you're shooting things like this. These things get a bit difficult, but I think my hard drive isn't connected. Yeah, I don't have any images of the new system I'm planning that's just dedicated to discoveries. I can show you this time lapse from last night though. You can see apparently some company was fixing a telephone pole south of SRO. So there's like a big spotlight that came on, but yeah, it's what a whole night of imaging looks like. The sequence did get cut off. The time lapse got cut off because I wasn't used to the night being so long. But it's pretty cool. You can see there's a geosync satellite that pops up in here too. The geosync ones are always cool when they light up. But anyways, that's what we're shooting again tonight. Except this one is going to have a little moonset action. And we're going for 900 exposures instead of just the usual. Now the other thing we got to think about is what else I'm going to do after 2:35 a.m. because I've got 3.5 hours to kill. And I'm probably going to kill it doing oxygen surveys, but we will see. We'll just wait here for the first sub to come in. Which we're about halfway done with. I've been really hoping to get a bright meteor on this one day. I actually saw the brightest meteor I've ever seen at SRO, but it was when we were driving back from dinner to the observatory close to sunset, and it kind of lit up the whole sky. It cast shadows on everything, and then it kind of fizzled out like one of those fizzling fireworks. It was a absolute banger of a meteor. Maybe we'll get lucky. Yeah, Chicago's gotta be rough. Gotta be very rough there for shooting astro. I respect anyone who goes through the pain and suffering to get it done there. Something seconds left. Caught a meteor last night. Yeah, it's really hard to capture them. You have to be very lucky. Do you play video games? Yeah, I play a little bit of Kerbal Space Program. Every now and again, a little bit of Binding of Isaac. I play a little bit of Onward on the Oculus. And a little bit of Skyrim, but I haven't been gaming so much lately. Oh, I did play through Uncharted with Lanchin. Uncharted 4. That was fun. Yeah. Doing astrophotography is great. Being able to actually do it. I tell you what, I wouldn't be doing it right now from where I live because it has been raining all day. Yeah, Onward is a lot of fun. Let's see, I'm just getting another system here going. And we've got a minute left until the first exposure arrives. Then hopefully I can show you a little bit of a trace of what this thing looks like raw. Yeah, even the winter skies at SRO have been a definitive struggle lately. I've been trying my best, but after the, what was it, the turbo cyclone or whatever it's called, hit California, it's been like 3 weeks without shooting, but we're back into it now. I was doing an Orion mosaic and it was actually going really well. I'll show it to you. I stopped on it though. This was my Orion mosaic. Isn't it beautiful? It would have made such a cool image, and we'll circle back around to it eventually, maybe next year, but there are better things to do now. I stopped this mosaic because I discovered something. So the Orion constellation will always be there, but the timely nature of finding something new is of more importance to me than finishing this image. Because, you know, this image has been done before. Like, Rogelio's shot it. Literally everyone who does big mosaics has shot this photograph before at some time, so it's not like anything unique. So I'm looking for more unique stuff. I use APP to stitch my panels. I use PixInsight to integrate them though. The way I have my mosaic workflow set up is that it's totally automated. So the whole stacking process all the way down to, you know, whatever else, I just hit buttons. I'm not having to do repetitive tasks, which is my main priority. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I have 8 hours to shoot IC443. How many exposures is that? 8 hours times 60 minutes divided by 5, that's 96 exposures. So about 30 images per narrowband filter. And that should do for this little instrument. How hard is it to do large mosaics? I mean, it depends. Large LRGB mosaics are the hardest by far. Large narrowband mosaics are a walk in the park compared to LRGB, which is a large misconception that a lot of people might have, is that LRGB is easier. It isn't. Way harder than narrowband. Large narrowband mosaics are easy. It's literally just like taking one photo. You just have to take a bunch of them and calibrate them with flats, and then it's guaranteed to come out looking fine pretty much. All right, so here's my first oxygen sub. And you probably can't see anything because this thing is really faint. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see anything. This is kind of an underwhelming stream object because it's literally not detectable in a single subframe. But it's there in the middle. And once you do 30 hours of it, it looks a bit more like this. Yeah, I'm over the moon with the data too, because it's really cool, but it's just not unique. It's cool, but we're gonna do something more unique. And you know, I think something that might be even more interesting is doing a mosaic with my discovery, because that could be way cooler. So let's go over to where it is. We will actually plan one. All right. Because it is actually pretty close to some popular objects. Let's see, 530 with the 0.73 reducer. I do have a shop. I have a print store. Just go to astrofalls.com and you'll find me from there. Let's see. You know, I could get it with the Seagull, because this thing is like over here somewhere. I think I have a shot of it. There's a shot of it somewhere on my Discord. Again, you can find it in my community tab. I've got some posts about it on my community tab about my Discord, so you can find it from there. But I'm trying to find here. Yeah, this photo puts it in context as far as like the size and everything. This ring around it, that's a flat artifact, so ignore that. But considering everything else, you can get an idea for the size. And this has already been submitted, so I already have dibs on it. So yeah, pretty neat. It could make for a good image alongside the Seagull, but we'll see how crazy I want to get with it. The way I actually found it, you'll think it's funny. I just pointed my telescope at a random spot, a completely random spot. But that's what you gotta do sometimes. I should plan where to shoot later in the evening here. I mean, later in the evening, it's just galaxies, isn't it? Yeah, this isn't as good for stream as Aladdin would be. Let's boot up Aladdin. Aladdin. All right, let's think about where we want to shoot. So at the end of tonight, it's going to be nothing but the goodies. All the junk in here. The question is, where in this junk is the good stuff? Did you answer QSAT72? What software did you use to stitch your mosaic panels? I used AstroPixel Processor to stitch, and I use PixInsight to integrate. Well, I use it to integrate the panels, and then I dump the panels into APP to stitch. And I'll make a tutorial about this eventually. But I am kind of at a loss as for what to do, at least later in the evening. MATLAB is only for Eclipse editing stuff. I don't use MATLAB for deep sky at all. I'm kind of close to the rosette right now, but I might go for it eventually. I'm getting sleepy. Markarian's chain would be cool. I did that one last year. I hope the video is helpful for you with the comet. Comet editing is a pain in the butt always, guaranteed. Ooh, Leo Trio. That is a thought, to do the Leo triplet. That one could be cool. Witch Head. Now I'm looking for an object to do after about 2:30 a.m. local time. I've got 3 hours to burn at the end of the night. And Leo Trio is probably a good spot to try and burn a little time at. Alright, Leo Triplet is apparently not in the Simbad. What is this? Can I have an NGC number, please? Messier 66. I think that one went to the D tier or something in my tier list video. Wow, that is small. That is also not accurate coordinates. And we'll try NGC 3628. The Hamburger. Do you use K-stars? No, I don't use K-stars. I use Telescopius or the Mosaic Wizard. Those are my go-tos. My FOV looks pretty nice, don't you guys think? I think I want to try and include the star in the frame. Why don't I use Stellarium? Because I just don't. It's not necessary. Got about 8 hours data on Flaming Star. What the gas in the center is the blue. The middle is different. Yeah, the middle comes from O3 and H beta and some reflection nebula. So a couple different sources for that stuff. Well, I never use Stellarium. Well, sorry, no, you're talking about K-stars. I just don't. I mean, that's only integrated for Linux workflows, usually, if you're doing whatever indie lab stuff. I don't know, I'm not really into that. I've just been doing SGP. But as for Stellarium, why I don't even use Stellarium is it's very resource intensive compared to stuff like Cartes du Ciel. But if I'm just like looking for targets on the fly, I will use like Sky Safari on my phone. But I've always been on Windows, so I'm kind of locked into the Nina SGP workflow for things. Let's see, yeah, we're going until 2:35. So this is why I like SGP, is I can just go around and do stuff like this. Ooh. All right, we've been going for almost an hour. I'm getting a little sleepy. The moon is setting. I think it's about high time I end the stream and go to sleep. Kind of like watching the moon set over this thing, but yeah. Clear skies, everyone. I'll catch you later.